To report on the bowls scene for bowls and golf centres of City, Moorabbin and Burwood, here's the great John Dobbie.
Well, we've had two important singles events played in the past week, one in Sydney, one in Melbourne. In Melbourne, we had the Victorian Masters played at Richmond Union. The New South Wales player, Ron Dennis, played good bowls, particularly to beat Dennis Katunarich in the final yesterday, 31-22. A very important tournament in Victoria, the Masters, and Ron Dennis is a very worthy winner. In Sydney, we had the Master of Masters played at the City Bowling Club, and we had John Snell and Dennis Dalton of Victoria playing those in that series. John Snell was beaten in the quarterfinals. Dennis Dalton beat Ken Williams, our Australian representative at Aberdeen, 25-17 in the semi-final, but failed against Joe Amos of New South Wales in the final, 23-25. Now let us have a look at the draw the Jack and Drive competition for this week. We see the third quarter-final, again played at MCC under most adverse conditions. Cess Arbuckle, the winner last year, St Arnaud, playing Sandy Keynes from Moe, two country bowlers. Played at MCC, the idea, of course, to draw the bowlers close to the Jack as possible, inside a circle, 2 metres in diameter. Player with the most bowlers closest to the Jack wins it. Sandy Keynes, a left-hander, playing on his backhand. Very hard, and the wind that was blowing on this particular day, it was very difficult indeed. Here he plays. I often wonder why they play that side of the green, because it seemed as though the other side was easier to play. Went well through the head. Poor shot. Cess Arbuckle, big man, should be able to control the wind quite well. Gets the bowl away fairly cleanly. Very light. You can see he's not happy with the shot. Nobody would be happy with that one. It's very short, and one is as short as the other is long. Sandy Keynes, second bowl. Much more deliberate in his style, gets his bowl away very cleanly, and plays a very good shot. Shows what can be done with a little bit of concentration, just trails the Jack. That's a very vital bowl. Arbuckle, second bowl. Still persevering on his forehand. Better shot, he's got a bit more weight. Actually, he's got a little bit too much weight. Now we're just on the line of the circles. Quite a handy second shot. Keynes must draw another one close to be in the game. First bowl was very, very wild. Second bowl doesn't look to be much better. It's got the away very, very lightly. Very narrow and very short. Another loose shot. Arbuckle. Very experienced bowler from St Arnaud area. Won every event in St Arnaud. Been up to the Gold Coast. Participated very well in the Gold Coast singles. Here his second shot. Third shot. Draws another one very close to the Jack. That applies a bit of pressure. Keynes' last bowl, he's got to draw either third or fourth shot to win the game. Player with the shot bowl wins it if they're level 5-all. At the present moment, they're 5-all, but here's Keynes' last bowl. Gain wide and fast. Gives Arbuckle a great opportunity. He's only got to draw closer than that last bowl to win the game. Doesn't try to get the shot, he's just drawing up, which is very wise. Shrewd old bowler. He doesn't. Only got to draw a close bowl, and that's certainly close. And you'll find that Arbuckle will win this game 6-4 by having the shot bowl, second shot, third shot, and fourth shot. And now next week we see another game, the fourth quarter-final. Brian Richards of Melbourne, the prominent Melbourne bowler, playing Jack Wilson, a former international for Australia, from Burwood. Now let's have this commercial.
Well, 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 eh? Bowlers, it's still on and definitely on. The Bowls and Golf Centre's mighty annual men's sale. I want you to check some of these specials. Hats from $12.50. Shoes from $20, including Niblick and Puma. Trousers from $30. Bowls, grips and cases from $25, and sit knitwear from $20. These and many more bargains for personal shoppers only. So don't miss out on the men's sale. Hurry to Bowls and Golf Centres, Burwood, Moorabbin and in the City, 10th floor, Allen's Building. Check the phone book for locations.
Well, the third quarter final of the drive. Again, an important game because there are two of our young bowlers, up-and-coming bowlers, both interstate players. Bryce Stewart of Moonee Ponds playing former winner of this event, Ray Laycock from Creswick. Laycock on the mat, driving at the jack for 5 points, between jack and bowl for 3. A good drive, just gets a bowl for 1 point. Bryce Stewart, both in their early 40s. Stewart's bowl just clips the bowl for 1 point. Laycock, beautiful driver, hits jack and bowl for 3 points. They're leading now 4-1. Notice the effect of the wind. If they're driving on their forehand, the bowl will be dragged right across, as that one was, for a miss. Laycock's last drive, again on his forehand, just clips the bowl for 1 point. Stewart's in trouble. He's got to get the jack to win. Drives on his forehand again. He gets the jack for 5 points. And you'll find that Bryce Stewart wins this third quarter final. 6 points to 5, I think. Yes, 6 points to 5, just with that last drive, was the most effective shot. And now next week we see the fourth quarter final. Again should be a very good driving exhibition because Murray Grimshaw from Deniliquin drives very fast, and Jeff Maskell of Burton Park is also looked upon as one of our talented drivers. Should be a good exhibition of bowlers. And now we have no Pennant matches yesterday, so there's no Pennant results, but we have the results of the Bowls and Golf Centre Award up to date after last week's round of matches in both men and women. In the men's competition, Mitcham number 2 side has jumped to the top with 11.5 wins for 200 shots up, leading from Fitzroy 2 with 11 wins, and Yarraville Seddon each 11 wins with 220, 303 shots up. Whilst in the ladies, the Yarraville Seddon ladies are still well on top. They had another big win on Tuesday. They've got 13 wins and 450 shots up, 2 games ahead of Cheltenham, whilst 2.5 games ahead of Rosanna and Mulgrove Country Club, with only 5 games to play. Yarraville Seddon are sitting pretty. And now the special awards for Bowls and Golf Centre for the best result of last week in the Pennant competitions was Spurrell, Bertrand and Fish and Bailey of Faulkner with a score of 43-6 in Division 4. An enormous score, but of course they get the trophy from Bowls and Golf Centre. So as I said earlier, there's very little doing for this coming week in the game of bowls. We're going into Pennant next Saturday for the next six weeks, and of course the week after next we have the Country Week being played here starting on Monday, February the 6th, and that'll be played right throughout the week with country bowlers coming down to Melbourne. I'll be back next Sunday with all the details of the Pennant results and the draw.